Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Dawn of War 2 replay. It's on the south side as the red, biggest, and the strongest Warboss. We have Afro, Ninja, Mang. Spawn on the north side as the Plague Champion. We have DawnsElite. We do have Chaos Marines versus Shootas. Like we're going to see a second squad of Shootas and a second squad of Heretics. That is what I'm guessing. The Warboss immediately goes to the VP. This map has two VPs on the left, one on the right, but compared to most maps, there's actually a hole in the center rather than debris around the left and right. So the lack of congestion is in the middle. You may see some congestion right here, but probably most fights are going to devolve around here, eyeing for both VPs. Requisition point is being captured on up. Power point being captured by the Heretics. We do have two Heretics and two Shootas, so I did guess correctly. Tactical Marines, not Tactical Marines, Chaos Marines are trying to guide for some heavy cover there, but that is a squad of Sluggers, not Shootas. Does receive quite a bit of damage right there. The Chaos Marines could tie in melee with the support of the Plague Marines nearby. The Shooters, the Sluggers will need to fall back relatively soon. And mass retreat out by the Chaos player. Didn't drop any models there. The Sluggers are capturing up the power point, but no bleed here, a lot of bleed here. I don't mind people retreating back early. In that case, he probably retreating back early was a good idea because he did save all the models in the Chaos Marines. The Plague Champion wouldn't be able to do much in the engagement. He may be able to get some more damage on the Slugger, get one more model, but that's probably about it. Ritual being activated, trying to get some good health regen on this Chaos Marine. Doesn't want to stick around back at base. That's very understandable. Nowhere near full health, but we'll need to perhaps keep this Heretic squad nearby for support in rituals. This Heretic squad, however, is very far forward and needs to fall back right now. It looks like we've got the or the biggest shooters upgrade on these orcs. I always get that mixed up with the MechBoys upgrades. It's basically the same weapon, just depending on what squad. Heretics that can be focused down by the Warboss. Maybe a good idea to detonate one of the models. Chaos Marines not being zoned out by the Warboss. And too much fire coming out onto those Heretics, forcing them to fall back there as the Chaos Marines are just trying to run away from the Warboss. Warboss is at full health still. Plague Champion will need to fall back sooner rather than later. Has got a lot of damage there on the Shooters, forcing them both to fall back. Very nice. Just leaving the Warboss to capture points, which all these points nearby are captured. The lack of generators. We do have two generators right here. No generators right here. Got both these points activated. This has a lot of observers in this match. Let's see, we got a overtly generous. Sort of hard to read the blue on blue. The other one I think was just named Slime. So there's actually a pair of observers. Generators are all deployed out here. This maybe is lower ranking game. Because honestly, the campaign does not teach you about generators at all. So this is something that may blindside new players, the fact that you can build generators of power points and activate the power point, but you simply cannot do that in the campaign. That is a big failing on the campaign's part, to fail to teach people the mechanics of multiplayer. Though I suppose that's simply the way with Dawn of War, or the other Dawn of War 2's games, but those are more significantly different because those are based around just controlling a bunch of heroes, which is significantly different than the campaign itself. But while the campaign in Retribution does mimic the multiplayer. We got the two shooters pushing the way forward as well. Great special attack there by the Warboss. Or maybe those stomp upgrades. One of the Heretics does fully go down there. The storms. Oh, stomps. Yep, those stomps were pretty good. One generator does go down there by the Burnas. Very nice. I haven't seen a single model detonation as well. I think the Plague Champion player doesn't realize you really need to start blowing up your own guys. It's very effective. This power node is deactivated. The Noise Marines have to maintain their range because there's a lot of shooters here, and sluggers, they do want to get the melee. They will go and get tied up in melee. Does get a nice knockback there. They're actually quite wounded. Chaos Marines getting some great damage, and I don't think they have Eternal War upgrade either. Which I've seen other players not get Eternal War, so that's actually not super uncommon, but it's generally a good idea in my opinion. Looks like the Orc player has blown out his own generators. I'm wondering if he realized that he activated the point, so he does know about the build generators. Both players are pretty, well, the Orc player is still pretty low in power, and now his generators can be bashed because the Noise Marines, of course, an excellent anti-building weapon. Does that activate ritual right there, which is probably a good idea? The Heretics won't really pitch in any real damage when you have the Noise Marines nearby, and the extra health regen can be very useful for the Plague Champion, Plague Marines, as well as Noise Marines. Where are the Orcs? Shooters making the way forward. We've got some Nobleers here and Sluggers. It has, of course, have the Burners. No upgrades on the Warboss. Plague Champion does not have any upgrades either. Does get knocked back there, knocking back his own forces. That was a horrendous play. It did more damage than good, knocking back all of his entire army. Warboss now charging towards perhaps the generators. We got double capture of points, a capture in favor of the Plague Marines, who's now his opponent now counting down tickets against his opponent. Heretics with grenade launchers been researched. That should have been supporting the squad. The Heretic without the weapon upgrade should be one capturing up squads. Grenade launcher squad is an excellent weapon, but of course needs to be firing against the enemy to be useful. Does get some damage there. Does get throw out some knockback grenades there. Does get the shooters. And he will escape out there. He may drop one model, but that's acceptable losses for Heretics.
Our temple's dark majesty grows with our power.
Something I realized just well, I need to realize so my heater turned on, so I need to turn that off between this game and next game. Another ritual being activated. This Heretics was not fully reinforced, nor any Aspiring Champions. The Aspiring Champion is basically a mandatory upgrade for the Heretics.
You give ground to the enemy. Fight harder.
Gain some good damage there on the Warboss. And now the burn is coming from another gen bashing. And with these generators a bit damaged still, it will go down quickly. Hopefully he targets the low health one first. I think he just, yep, there we go. He turned off melee combat now. This generator does go down. The other one will go down even quicker. Grenades and knockback grenades. And he does not get that low health generator just yet. So he does manage to save one of his generators. Here too being researched by the Warboss now. We've got a Blood Crusher. The Blood Crusher should be very effective. And I'm going to be blunt and probably more effective in lower rank games and higher rank games because you probably won't see any vehicle weapon by the Orc for anytime soon unless he goes straight for Death Dread. Nope, these are not Battle to Pardon. These are replays downloaded from the Dawn of War 2 Elite mod site. The Warboss does go down. And these forces are pursuing. At this current rate, if he's continue running away, maybe a good idea just do a full retreat. Look out, the burners now advancing. Knockback grenades. Unpredicted where the cover he was going to try to go for, but that was not a correct prediction. Good idea with forward prediction. A lot of grenades now raining on in, getting some good damage there onto the shooters. Burners getting some good damage in, but they're stuck in the range mode still. And that was great hits there as well. AoE weapons, of course, do good AoE damage. Blood Crusher now starting to chop its way forward. Noise Marines are still alive. These be reinforced. We do have Death Dread, which will be useful for gauging the Blood Crusher. Warboss pushes his way forward. Do see the Noise Marine starting to engage as well. The other Noise Marine Warboss is way back there. It does get the knockback there on with the Noise Marines. Actually, it's pinning him against the wall. And now the Heretics will run away. They're not in that sort of thing. They're not Selesh. And now the Chaos Marines do get knocked back there and being upgraded with the Eternal War upgrade now. Generators up here has been fully rebuilt. I'm not so sure who wins in a fight between Boulder Crusher and Death Dread. I will assume Death Dread. We also have a squad of Gretchens now on the field being upgraded with the Gert Orderlies, or Got Orderlies. I'm not so sure what that does.
Your forces obey you.
Grants the Fix 'em Up, which heals an allied orc unit for 10 HP per second for 10 seconds while stunning them for 5 seconds. So he does basically the Gretchens become a basic medic.
Your units fulfill your command.
Oh, what the heck was that? The boys' hut? Looks like the Gretchens deployed out of structure. I'm actually not familiar with this structure. I guess that's forward reinforcements. I see some sort of aura ability as well. And the Plague Chief has picked up with the Plague Fist, so it is an anti-vehicle weapon. Maybe in line for the Death Dread there. It's been upgraded with Burn and Blitz. Blood Crusher trying to hit the shooters right there. As the Warboss is seeing a lot of fire, has been upgraded the Big Bang Hammer. Blood Crusher will need to fall back relatively soon. Could be used a ritual to help get him some health regen. Give him 13 health regen per second. Looks like the Plague Champion does activate a Plague Fist ability there. And the Blood Crusher is going to try to run away. Received a lot of fire there. And we'll see some melee hits there as aggressions are also punching the Blood Crusher. Death Dread does get the kill there. And it's got the Chaos Heretics now being engaged in melee by the Sluggers. Chaos Marines still engaging as well. The Slugger Squad is falling back, leaving 2 models, including the Knob, all that remains. Which looks like the Knob has plenty of health right there. Now Plague Champ's going to start engaging in melee. You can see a ritual there to give some good health regen, helping duel out versus Death Dread. And it looks like the squad of Gretchens now getting back outside of the boys' hut. Is this a garrison of some sort? Looks like it is actually a bunker. Grenades are raining on in, which are very effective versus garrisons. But both the Heretic squads are quite wounded. Plague Champion has received a bit too much fire there. It looks like he does have a Plague Marine squad with trying to fire some missiles into Death Dread. Death Dread is trying to zone him out in particular. Chaos Marines getting some good damage there on the Warboss. Another Plague Marine squad has been going out. Does fire another missile there, gains some good hits there. And the missiles do, of course, slow down the Death Dread. It is, ooh, fires the missile on the wrong target there, so Death Dread will manage to escape on out there, but barely. The Warboss does go down. Plague Champions are receiving quite a bit of fire there. The squad may need to fall back sooner rather than later. Quite wounded. Does fall back to heavy cover, so now he's fighting from cover, which is always a good idea. Death Dread is still on the front line, still severely wounded. So both the shooters do get inside. It's probably only good to get one in there. There's a lot of extra models in there. And here comes Grenade Launchers, getting some great AoE damage. This launcher raining on in as well. The structure itself is almost down. Being inside a structure before as it goes down does completely kill everything inside, but it does evacuate in time. Warboss has been redeployed. Still just upgraded the Big Bang Hammer. Does get a nice knockback there onto the Plague Marines as one models do go down. What's causing all those rumbles? Warboss goes down once again. How many times the Warboss has gone down?
Enemy units, all too healthy.
We do have now a Weird Boy deployed out on the field. No upgrades just yet. Death Dread is now receiving some Plague Fist fire as well as some missiles from the Plague Marines.
Structure destroyed.
Those are the Weird Boys giving a nice little brain blast there. Not the one up in Jimmy Neutron.
You deal ground to the enemy. Fight harder.
Do you have a Chaos Dreadnought being deployed now? I'm not so sure what variation he should go for. Missile launcher wouldn't be half bad. The unupgraded wouldn't be half bad. Wallace wouldn't be half bad either. He is lacking a lot of anti-vehicle weapon. This time the Dreadnought with the power claws would be quite effective. Of course, Weird Boy can engage against vehicles. His general anti-purpose weapon. Warp Head increases the Weird Boy's energy by 500, so it gets double energy, so it's able to cast a lot of abilities. Scouts, Chaos Heretics does get a fire, gets some knockback grenades off, which deals, and also gets a Foot of Bork ability, so 225 plasma cannon damage. Oh yeah, that's a really powerful ability. They used to be like a global ability for one of the orcs. I don't know why that Dreadnought looks like more Orc than Chaos. Gain some good damage there on Death Dread. Death Dread trying to target forward, but we'll see multiple missile hits there from the Plague Marines. Let's get some more and more hits right there. Autocannon can help finish off as well. You're seeing fire from multiple sources, and Death Dread does go down. Sluggers receiving quite a bit of fire right there as the Chaos Marines are getting overwhelmed. Chaos Marines do fall back. They do get fully wiped there. Noise Marines are falling back as well. So nice little pick there for the Orcs. And it's only one Heretic squad left as well for repairs and for rituals. Slugger squad does fall back now. Receiving a bit too much fire. This is going for the marked up corn, going for a heavy melee Dreadnought, while his opponent is playing some tank busters there to help engage the Dreadnought.
Your forces obey you.
We also got some Orc power generators right there, since these ones have been destroyed. I'm not sure if there's some recent destruction there, but there's some extra ones over here. The Orc doesn't have a whole lot of power reserves, nor does he have any requisition reserves. The Weird Boy's going to take time to capture up this VP. The VPs are heavily in favor for the Orcs.
Let the Chaos Legions march from the Eye of Terror.
And looks like this Plague Marine squad will fall back away from the horde of Orcs. Advancing, trying to get some good hits there onto the sluggers. Got the knockback grenades going on in, and got the Blastmaster cannon there. Good knockbacks there on the shooters. The Blastmaster, they recharge over here. That could be a deadly hit. They get a good hit there. Mortar barrage from the Pink Busters was ineffective, and now the Chaos Dreadnought's almost down to half health. We got a Master Tree coming out by the Orcs. The Plague Champion can be used for repairs as well as the Heretic Squad. The Chaos Dreadnought needs to fall back now.
You are failing your gods.
And the Weird Board does fall away from the Plague Marines. Got another squad of tank busters. These boys got rockets.
Pain and blood worthy of a black crusade.
Blast Master setting him up in more forward position. The Heretic Squad needs to help keep its flank secure with the grenades, but needs to also make sure it repairs up the Dreadnought. There, Blastmaster connects. Here comes the Mortar Barrage on top of the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought's being ripped apart. Blastmaster gets another deadly hit there. Dreadnought is still alive, but barely is enough to be repaired. And another Blastmaster shot gains great hits there. Holy crap. Plague Champion will need to fall back sooner rather than later as well. Gets a hit there onto the Tank Busters. The Dreadnought is behind cover. He could go for Mortar Barrage. He knows where it's at. He is going for Mortar Barrage, but he will. The Chaos Dreadnought will go back into the barrage to killing it. He did a great job dodging it, but then decided to play catch. We do now have a Land Raider Phobos being deployed now. I didn't realize he's going for a Land Raider. At first glance, I thought that was a Predator, but that's definitely not a Predator. That's going to puke onto the Noise Marines, forcing them back.
This is not the victory you promised us.
These forces are healed and reinforced. Well, almost healed. He actually did lose one of the tank busters as well, perhaps to that Noise Blaster. Because I just remember there's a whole bunch of Gibbs right there. Looks like the Weird Boy's being upgraded with the Warpath. The Plague Champion has received lots of fire there. It does fall back now. And Land Raider Phobos has been deployed on out. Chaos Marines or Chaos Heretics are advancing. There's receiving a nice hit there. Still no Inspired Champion upgrade onto it. The Land Raider Phobos is charging forward. Blastmaster gets a good hit there, but the squad was retreating. Land Raider Phobos has received 1 point of damage.
We have 100 points remaining.
Rockets do find a hit there, not getting a whole lot of damage done. Does get a nice volley there. Apparently there's no rear armor effect there. Blastmaster gets a direct hit right there, forcing back the Rocket Squad, and that's all the ATV from the region. The shooters need to fall back as well. On the left side, we've got the Burners charging forward. We got first squad of Heretics here, perhaps for capping. Does get nice hits there. As the Plague Champion starting engaging, there's still no extra upgrades. He actually gets a shrine right there. I can see back here for extra health regen, but why right there? Okay, I'm not sure why there's a Nurgle Shrine right there. I can see there like being a Zinch or Horn for defense, but the Nurgle one doesn't do that. Saga Squad will fall back in time. We've got a mass force right here. Oh, he is at tier 3. Could potentially see the Chaos Portal. We got the Foot of Fork now raining on in. The Foot of Fork does get a direct hit. Now it's time for the Chaos Portal. We got the Plague Wave coming on in. Mortal Barrage now raining on in. Getting some great damage in there. still plenty of health remaining, and Blastmaster does force back these squads. And the Plague Champion will take time to repair up the Land Raider Phobos as the Plague Marines could go ahead and capture the reposition point. On the left side, Heretics are capturing up the VPs.
Summon all the kin of chaos.
Summon all the kin of chaos. I'm not sure what that means. Heretic squads getting ripped apart. Still no model detonations there. That would be a perfect time to detonate one of the models, but it does lose that squad. Kin of Chaos. Chosen Plague Marines have been deployed on out. I didn't actually remember them having plasma pistols. I actually don't really see them all too much.
We cannot be denied.
Blastmaster finds a good hit there. Could have been a bit more deadly. Burners trying to tie up the Plague Marines, but do get knocked back there. Blastmaster finds another good hit in. I think what's not hitting the Land Raider. And the Chosen Chaos Marines are getting some great hits on the Burners as they're slowly picking them apart. Weird Boy's almost down. Does bomb on top of the Blastmaster there. Does fall back. And the Weird Boy does go down. And of course, oh yeah, the Plague Champions, Chosen Plague Marines do, of course, summon out zombies. The Plague Champion also can have weapons that do that as well. I do like that weapon for the Plague Champion. Bit more effective versus the lighter infantry because you get a lot of potential value from it. But even getting more expensive units, they get all their energy. They have like 100% energy, and they have all access to all the abilities. Grenade launchers are raining on in. Get some damage there onto the sluggers. And we got a nice hit there by the Blastmaster. The Blastmaster, of course, is light artillery. It's more medium, honestly. Chaos Heretics will go down there. We of course got the Chaos Terminators being upgraded with Lightning Claws. Not fighting against any sort of vehicles for quite some time. The Lightning Claws will do some great work. Triple capture in favor of the Plague Champion in this game is just over. Blastmaster firing point blank shot. Gets a pretty good hit there. Mayor Phobos has still quite healthy. Still too much against it and has so far not effective enough. North Marines have in class one, does receive some more rockets there from the Pink Coasters, but at this point in time, Land Raider can go down. Chosen Plague Marines pushing their way forward, trying to hit those shooters. As the Plague Champion now receiving the base weapon fire, and that is the end of the game. This is Aaron Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.